RTMD, please put him on hold. Yes.
Yeah, that may not say most of this.
I, Professor Kemebra Dikmo Daniel Ponde, do solemnly swear that the evidence I shall give before this honorable committee shall be the truth, the whole truth, and nothing but the truth.
So help me God.
So help me God. The chairman of this committee investigating alleged financial malfeasance and other activities in the Niger Delta Development Commission, members of the committee here present, the Honorable Minister of the Niger Delta Affairs, the Permanent Secretary, Ministry of Niger Delta Affairs. Want to thank the committee for the opportunity to make a presentation. First of all, want to regret the events of the previous week and just promise that it will not happen second time. Having said that, the probe of the activities of the Interim Management Committee of the NDDC was predicated on the malicious allegation of 40 billion naira missing from the accounts of the NDDC.
Mr. Chairman, please. My fellow colleagues, I still remain Oluwole, okay? Mr. Chairman, having put our brother, on oath, I expect that he's been written a letter, he's been invited, and the issues have been conveyed to him, via the referral from the House. So what I expect this morning is that our brother would lay his submission on oath, and then we can speak to the issues, because we can't be talking offhand, So if the erudite professor has made submission to the secretariat of this committee, then we should have copies of his submission, and he should lay same publicly on oath. Here, that is the way we should go. So, Sanku, if you have your submission, please, let us have it. Please lay it on oath. Then we admit in evidence, and then we'll... Please.
Mr. Chairman, in addition to, I remain Honorable Dr. Sheikh Koko, in addition to what my colleagues have said, we have to conduct ourselves, speak to the document we brought and laid to the committee on oath. That is my own submission. That's why we have to get the document, and so that we can speak hand in hand with the MD of NDDC. Thank you, Chairman.
I might not have enough copies, but please let me pass it on to you. I hope the same procedure was used for everybody here. So let me lay a background.
Please, Mr. Chairman. Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, point of order, Mr. Chairman. Yeah, I think you have remedied the damage, because what I wanted to say is, just like Waloke said, he has taken oath, he has a document he has presented, he should accept that this document emanated from him, and then speak to the document, not opening speech.
Okay. Acting MD.
Okay. Yes.
Acting MD.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
You received a letter dated May 15, 2020, requesting you to submit several documents to the committee.
Yes, this was.
And you responded through your letter 29 June 2020 by submitting a booklet confirming that this is your document.
Yes.
The document you have, DEXO, tell Nigeria, is that the document you submit to the investigating committee?
This one here?
Yes.
Yes, that was submitted, sir.
For the records of, we were asked to submit documents.
Yes.
And out of the document you submit, it is only 4 out of 41 documents that you submit, correct?
I cannot tell you now how many. But, sir, please allow me to make a presentation, sir. Please.
Uncle, you see, we on this side, we're your representatives.
Yes, sir.
And you elected us.
Yes, sir.
And we owe you a duty of care. Okay? We will not abuse the privilege you are given to us to represent you. We have rules here. We have rules here. And I'm very happy that my senior brother is sitting next to you, you know, who has been on this side in the past. So now you've had Mr. Chairman, and you confirmed that a letter was written to you, and in response, you have this report, this submission, which you have confirmed is your document,
yes,
that you are the author, you are the maker,
yes,
isn't it?
Yeah.
Okay, so Mr. Chairman, you should lay that document, and then we take it, and then we now cross-examine you. Because all you have to say, we have to speak to your submission, okay? So can we have a copy of your submission? Then we can now ask questions based on what you have submitted. And then it's so that we won't waste time.
Point of Chairman, sorry. Chairman, my comments. Thank you, Chairman. Uzoman Kimabonta is my name. Oh, well, he's been invited via letter. He's here. He has his documents. Let him give his document or speak to it. Thereafter, tender whatever he does. He has commenced. The time is of essence for us because the place is tight and we have to observe COVID-19 procedures. Therefore, what am I saying? He may decide whichever way to commence his pleading or whatever he wants to call it. If he decides to start from bottom to up or up to down, the important thing is that we'll hear his testimonies, and if he's run short of what we ask him to bring, he will go get it for us. For now, what is he with? Let's hear him. Let's hear the documents having. He has comments. We're wasting another time. That's what I think, sir.
Mr. Chairman, the procedure we have followed since the day we commenced, Mr. Chairman, is that the documents are presented and then they are adopted when presented. We now, based on that presentation, we now question those who brought those documents based on what they have already presented. If we say that we should go the route of asking every respondent to present documents and take time to talk about the documents before we question, then we're not going to leave here today. We already have these documents that have been circulated. We have studied them. What we've got to do now is to raise questions from those documents. Mr. Chairman, I so submit.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Thank you for yielding. Acting MD. Acting MD. Acting MD. With me here is a letter from the committee dated 15 May 2020, requesting you to supply 41 documents to the committee. 41 documents. You only submitted 4 documents, which are before us and before you. That's why we insisted that you have to lay those documents out, and we speak to the document.
That's the fact, and this is the procedure of the House. If you want me to read it and tell you what we requested you to supply to the committee, I can do that. But I think we don't have much time. The documents are here, and I believe you have the letter. We can speak on the document. That's the proper proceeding. Thank you, Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Honorable colleague, please, let's be focused. Acting MD, you have the document, speak to the document.
I will need to lay a background to speak to these documents. First of all, the statistics from the Central Bank of Nigeria and the Accountant General's office stated clearly that from the 31st of October 2019 to the 31st of May 2020, that the sum of 81.5 billion naira was spent by the two IMCs. But what we're seeing in this committee is that like that 81.5 billion was spent in 4 months by the second IMC. Those are the things I was trying to lay down. That for record purposes, the Central Bank and the Accountant General's office cannot change the figures in 1 week, because that they stated under oath in the Senate ad hoc committee hearing that 81.5 billion was spent from October 2019 to 31st of May 2020. They also stated that from January 2020...
Point of order, Chairman. Point of order. Thank you. Acting MD, just so I have a valid point to make. Acting MD, we had a presentation from Central Bank. We had presentation from the Accountant General of Federation. We had presentation from BPP. Just tell us from your own side, forget with the CBN, forget with the Accountant General Office, whatever you tell us, you are not competent to tell us that. That's why they came, they led the report, and we cross-examined it, they give us what we want, and they left. You can't just come and talk about somebody that you're not there. Talk about NDDC, not CVN and the Accountant General Office, please. That's my take, Chair.
No problem, sir. So,
honorable colleagues, please, let's allow the MD, the acting MD, to talk. Let him talk to us. Speak on the document, please.
Thank you. So from January to 31st of May, 34 billion naira was remitted from the federal government to the NDDC. Now, out of the expenditure from 31st of October 2019 to 31st May 2020, the 81.5 billion, this IMC spent 59.1 billion, which is very verifiable. Out of the 59.1 billion, it's also verifiable that 38.6 billion was spent on capital projects. The IMC published a list of contractors who had been paid up to the 5th of May in the national dailies, 35.3 billion, and no contractor said he was not paid. Now, all this, the IMC did not give any of those contracts. They are historical contracts that had been existing before we came. On recurrent expenditure, 20.5 billion was expended by the current IMC between 20th of February and 31st of May 2020. It's good to note that a large proportion of the payments were for backlog of expenditure that previous managements had incurred and did not pay. And due to continuous pressures and embarrassment from creditors, the IMC decided to clear these debts. For instance, duty tour allowance had not been paid for almost 3 years to the workers. And we cleared that. Trainings and workshop. The scholarship students, we have not awarded a single scholarship. Each of them is entitled to what is called a take-off grant and has not been paid for years. We paid. From 2016, they have not been paid. We paid 500,000 naira each, which is what they are due. All the hotels in Port Harcourt are being owed by NDDC. We didn't create those. We paid those ones. They all added up to the recurrent expenditure. There was no electricity in that building, the headquarters building, because of 26 million naira. We've cleared that, and electricity has been connected. The Transcorp Hilton is being owed 30 million naira up to today for over 1.5 years. All the media houses are being owed. Patrick Oke and Co. have not been paid for about 3 years for NDDC today. Sir, I'm just explaining the recurrent so that, yes, sir.
Mr. Chairman, my colleagues, I think we need to lay the foundation properly. The MD, acting MD.
I will wait for questions.
I'm coming, sir. Acting MD, I just want to guide you. Pursuant to Section 80, 81 of the Constitution of the Federal Republic of Nigeria, you cannot touch a dime, you can't spend a dime, except in a manner prescribed by the National Assembly. So I will expect you, because I've perused your submission, sir, and I've also seen the letter written to you. So for us to be able to flow seamlessly, so that everybody will be on the same page, I expect that you should lay your approved budget where you derive the strength to spend the money you are telling us. So that document is very key, sir. I'm talking about you resume work when? You resumed work when, sir?
20th of February.
February?
Yes. Okay,
so it is important. If we have your approved budget, be it 2009, which one did you meet on ground?
The funds for NDDC comes from two parts. In the federal government budgets, that
either
was
way,
signed
I've seen the various streams of income.
In 2017, I mean, in December 2019, approved 80 billion naira.
Sir, excuse me, sir.
For NDDC.
MD, actually,
yes,
MD, we want that document, your approved budget, which you are operating. I know you resume work sometimes in February. Yeah. Am I correct?
Yeah, we got a letter for budget 20th of March.
For which year?
For the 2019 budget.
2019 budget?
Yes.
So you're operating 2019 budget, yes, isn't it?
Yes.
So we need to have that document, okay? If you have it, please, can we have it?
Let's promise now. I have this document just now.
Yes, sir. Because we have record of what you have done here, what you have spent, both on personnel, both on overheads and capital.
Please.
So please, Mr. Chairman, let us have that approved document, please.
This is the correction of it.
Let me see.
This one is just approved this thing. The 2019 budget, these are the summaries of this.
Sir, excuse me, sir. This is a covering letter conveying this is a communication between the clerk of the National Assembly and SGF. What I'm asking you is this: the approved budget which you're operating.
Yes.
The approved budget that you're operating. Can we have it? Prof, you can't put nothing on you can't put something on nothing. So the foundation, the ground is where is if we have approved budget which you're operating, then we'll now be cross-checking whether what we are spending is contained in the budget.
We'll make that available to you, sir.
Okay, Mr. Chairman, just take note that we need to have the approved budget. Okay?
No problem, sir. So,
Chairman,
I will not go into the other things there except I'm asked. But I just wanted to lay a foundation.
So you have told us what you have spent on overhead.
Yes, sir.
You've told us a scenario of contractors who have worked, who have not been paid for years. You've talked about people who have their bonuses, DTA, outstanding for 3 years, which you have cleared.
Yes.
And so my worry was, okay, where did you take those money from? And that's why I was asking for the approved budget. So if we have the approved budget, then you show us the approval for paying where provision has been made for those items.
Even historical debts.
Yes, historical debts.
Okay, we'll show you.
Yes.
We'll show
so
you,
that is because if you don't see, you see, budget planning, budget formulation stems from provisions of Procurement Act.
Okay, no problem.
If you go to section 20, section 21, section 18 of Procurement Act, you will see how budget should be prepared.
Yes.
When you are preparing your budget, did you do needs assessment? Did it come up that, okay, you are owing extra Z contractors? Their jobs, have they been, do you have certificates approved? Were they accommodated in your procurement plan? Assuming you are not starting, I'm coming, sir. Assuming you are not starting new projects. If you are starting new projects, were they accommodated? Did you tell Nigerians the method of procurement you are going to use? These are all the foundation we need to lay. Then we now begin to see justification
for it.
in the money, in the funds you are spending.
No problem, sir. You'll get that, sir.
Okay.
Chairman, I would like to ask the acting MD.
Please, MD, please, have you finished?
Please,
Your presentation.
the leader of the house is here, please.
Have you?
The leader of the house is here.
The leader of the house. Oh, how are you?
Chairman. Chairman.
Mr. Chairman, please let's make progress.
Yeah, I have here the appropriation bill 2019 with the statutory transfers to the NDDC.
No, sir, just give us a copy, please. Class, Secretariat. Let him lay it, let's have it.
But we need the copy back, please. Please make a copy and give us back.
MD, we are waiting for you, please. We are waiting for you.
No problem, sir.
Sir. Sit down. Go on, sit down. Sit down. It's okay. Sit down. Sit down.
Yeah. Over the course of presentations by different people, sir.
No. Objection, please, the document, the budget, please lay it.
We are making copies to bring to you the 2019 Appropriation Act, in which there is clear provision of money for NDDC, sir. Okay, we'll give that to you.
Okay, just round up.
Well, we have documents we will have wanted to hand over in response to majority of the accusations that have been done against us. I don't think we need to present these things, and I should be given a chance to explain these things. If not, because it's been put into the public domain. Somebody talked about infant Jesus. You were reading and we have all those documents to debunk all those things. Sir, there is a route called Infant Jesus in Asaba. Please, Secretariat, take and see.
Acting MD. Acting MD. Acting MD, you recall that when I raised my observation earlier,
Yeah.
I pleaded with the chairman.
Okay. That we should respond to those things. Yeah. Because we are being crucified.
Chairman. Please, we're not spoil things.
Chairman.
Point of order, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, point of order.
Honorable Ben, go ahead with your point of order.
Thank you very much, Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, because time is of the essence, and the minister, the uncommon minister, is sitting quietly, we need to finish quickly with the MD so that we can take him. The way we are going, we might end up wasting a whole lot of time on this particular witness. Our procedure has always been, once you are taken on oath and you have adopted your document, questions will come out of the document, because this document has been in our possession since they laid it. They only formally adopted it today under oath. Those questions we'll ask will give rise to him calling for further documents to explain the questions we threw at him. But for now, leaving him to explain to the end of the day, I don't think it's going to do us a great service. Let us speak to the document that have been laid before us, ask questions. In the course of answering the question, he is allowed to bring in any document that will help to clarify whatever he wants to present before us. Please, that is what I want to present to you.
Order sustained. Honorable Ben, your point of order is sustained.
Mr. Chairman.
Let's.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Wait, excuse me, MD. Excuse me. You finish your presentation. Now, go straight to the presentation. The key points, the money received, the key point, highlight it. Then you come out so that we can continue, please.
Mr. Chairman, point of order. He brought a document which he has adopted. That is his presentation. We ought to start questioning him based on the presentation he has made. He don't need to speak through the document again. He has adopted it, sir. Let us go into questioning so that we can face other persons.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
The chairman's ruling stands. The chairman's ruling stands, and we should go by the chairman's ruling. The chairman's ruling stands.
Mr. Chairman, sir. For fair hearing, somebody spoke on Friday for almost 2 hours without interruption, without even speaking to any document. Those who have been coming to accuse us have come. There's another one called to come again today. He has extra information. And people are giving chance, and me, I'm put in a straight jacket. Just do only this. Please, sir. Please, sir, allow me to do my presentation. Yes, somebody.
Chairman. MD.
Yes, sir.
MD.
Chairman, sir.
Please. Honorable member, please. MD.
Yes, sir.
Go ahead with your presentation.
Thank you very much, sir. When I started, I was trying to lay a background of everything that happened. I'm going to hand over a file. Please, where's the secretariat? Containing the reasons why we asked the chairman to recuse himself. Then I'll go straight to the point about the different things. We've been accused of the scholarships. We didn't give scholarships, but we had the report that myself and Dr. Cairo, that we paid ourselves scholarships. And the basic truth is that we were processing these scholarships for these students before the late EDFA died. And just as we were about to submit it, we had accusations that our children were in the scholarship list. This had to be brought back and scrutinized. What basically happens is that, like, the universities invited the NDDC to visit for verification and for graduation. They gave the letters, and ESTA code was prepared. The preparation of the ESTA code started before I got to NDDC. I only approved it, and it was paid on the 16th of April. Because you cannot pay somebody ESTA code the day the person is going to the airport. You have to get a visa procured. There's a long time. If the journey is not made, it is for us to return it. But somebody will come here and come and say, Cairo paid millions to his account for foreign scholarship. Please, we need to debunk that. Right now, as we speak, the scholarship payments is being processed, and this week we'll clear the scholarships from 2016. The forensic audits, we've been accused of every type of thing. The forensic audit is ongoing. And I will not go into that. The NDDC does not have control over the forensic audits. Our job is to provide the enabling environment and provide the requisite documents and whatever they need. Somebody here said the headquarters building is 74 or whatever. Please, I will have put this on the slide to show you the pictures of where the state is now. Myself and Dr. Cairo, we occupy the 12th floor. That's where we work from. Then when we came in, the staff morale was very low. Staff had not been promoted for 4 years. We cleared backlog of this promotion. Sorry, this is the secretariat. Postponing the trip. Check these ones for Infant Jesus and Vincent Peter Road. Then bad working environment. Somebody, if you have Infant Jesus is a road in Delta State, in Asaba. Please, the environment in the NDDC headquarters today is very poor. If you've been there, cramped, packed rooms. So somebody is talking about there's no justification to go to a new headquarters building that's been going on for almost 20 years. Lassa fever kits, maternal delivery kits, science equipment for secondary schools, all those contracts and payments were before the IIMC2 came on board. We didn't do any Lassa fever payments. Lassa fever payments, let me give you the expenditure profile of the IMC before me, so that you can see the payments. I'm going to give you the documents of the Lassa fever kits and everything before we came in. Then I think I'll stop for now. But the thing is that, like, we've gone through a media trial and be judged. I've seen all things about face of a thief, my face of a thief, with no proof of me stealing anything. I'm going to get documents to hand over to Secretariat so that you can, thank you.
Honorable colleagues, you heard the MD. So if any member that has question in relation to the presentation that you have made,
Mr. Chairman,
you are faithful.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman.
Honorable Ben, backward, please.
Thank you, Mr. Chairman. My name is Honorable Ben Roland Igbakwa. I represent Ethiop East, Ethiop West, and by the special grace of God, we're from Delta State. MD, sir, you know you are my brother. Who authorizes the information that leaves NDDC? I want it to be interactive.
Sorry.
What you publish in pages of newspaper and television interviews?
Television news. We have a corporate affairs directorate.
Who authorizes them before they go out?
I do.
You do?
Yes.
On Monday, June 29, 2020,
Okay.
there were a number of daily newspaper publications signed by one Charles Odili, Director Corporate Affairs. And in that publication, you said, that's as at June 29, because just here now, you told us May that you've only paid about 38 million. And in that publication, the total you said you have paid was 35 billion 333 million 932 910.54. Can you explain the discrepancies between what you just told us and that publication, if you actually approve that information out to the public?
I actually approved it, and even in this my small report, it is clearly stated there that as per the 31st of May, 38.6 billion had been paid for projects.
The publication is for June 29.
Yes, we
It's
were showing
35.
what had been paid as per the 5th of May, when the National Assembly made the allegations of 40 billion naira missing. We needed to show that there was no 40 billion naira missing, so we calculated the payments as per that 5th of May, and that's what was published.
Now, but what you have paid as at May is 38.
38.6.
And as at June, you added more to it?
Of course.
You do fresh payments?
I mean, the NDDC is not a bank. We don't save money. And as I said, we're trying to clear backlogs because we have cases in the court, garnishee orders. We just even finished paying a contractor who won cases against us, 400 million naira.
Okay, that's one.
And because of that.
Don't worry, that's good, that's good. You told us, we have listened to you. We listened to what you did in the Senate, where you said that a whopping 1.5 billion is to take care of ourselves. Is there any budget line to authorize that take care of ourselves in the budget of 2019 that we approved for you?
I mean, if I had said take care of ourselves, I must have said that in anger. Yes, sir.
You are before this committee. Answer the question direct. Because you are under oath.
I'm under oath.
Yes, yeah, answer the question. That the 1.5 billion COVID-19 palliative you took.
It was not 1.5 billion, please. The figure is shown clearly.
Tell us the figure.
It's 1.32.
1.32.
Billion, yes.
1.32 billion.
Yes.
Now the question the honorable House member is asking you, where did you have in the budget line in 2019 where you derived that power to spend that money? That's the question.
I will provide that answer for you. I will check. I don't want to lie on that oath. I will provide the answer for you.
MD. MD.
Yes, sir.
I know you are a very learned person. You are one of the most learned person in this room. You don't have answer for it now. Okay. It means you spent money. Can you agree with us? Will it be right for us to say that you did extra budgeted expenses, which was not budgeted for?
I will not say so. Let me ask my EDP to explain, because I don't want to. I think he has more facts concerning that.
Is he under oath?
Okay, it's not under oath. That's why I said I will provide the answer. I said I will provide the answer.
Now, MD, you have the budget with you. The budget of 2019, you have it with you, correct? MD, 2019 budget, in which you have told this committee that is the budget you are operating on. You have it.
Mr. Chairman, I said I will provide the answer to you.
No. You have the budget with you.
In front of me, yes, sir.
The budget you are operating. 2019 budget.
I will provide the answer, Mr. Chairman, sir.
No.
We'll bring this to you, sir. We'll bring this to you. It will be sent to your committee.
MD.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
MD.
Mr. Chairman, sir.
The budget of 2019, you tendered it. Yeah.
I tendered the...
You tendered the budget of 2019. Yeah.
I gave the letter from...
That is not the budget. That's not the budget we signed. The budget we signed for you in 2019, you have it here.
Okay, they said they have gone to make copies. I said we'll provide this to you.
Okay,
It's
you
not
don't,
before
you
me
don't
now.
have the budget here.
Yes, I don't have it.
You don't have the budget
I
here.
don't have it here. It will be provided to you. But I don't know if other people who...
Mr. Chairman, sir.
Yeah.
Mr. Chairman, sir. Please. Mr. Chairman. My leaders and colleagues. Mr. Chairman, with your permission, may I request that the clerk of the secretariat furnishes this gentleman a copy of the budget we approved for him. If you are not harmed, because I've read the letter given to you, you have various documents that you are asked to furnish this committee. So if you don't have the budget here, we have a committee on library and research. The clerk, please get us a copy of the 2019 approved budget for the acting MD.
Mr. Chairman. Mr. Chairman, no, I'm coming. I'm coming. Please, my honorable colleagues, I would love the chairman to allow the acting MD to ask the other person to take an oath so that he can answer the question, not till we wait for him. Please.
See, MD, my leaders and colleagues, pursuant to section 20, it is the MD that we have business with here. Excuse me, sir. Don't worry, sir. We will help you. We will help you to get to that everybody gets justice here. Madam Clerk, let's have a copy of the approved budget. Then, Mr. Chairman, my colleagues, we now begin to look at all the expenditure he has incurred, whether they are contained in the budget or not. And if the debts we are paying, if they were captured in the budget, we also see it there. It is then we can come to a conclusion. A procurement scholar is there. Yes.
Okay, Mr. Chairman. Ms. MD, please. From the report that you have given, the financial report, acting MD, from the financial report, how much did you receive anytime, babe? How much did you receive in the from the time this interim management committee has been set up, how much has the interim management committee received? There's not its own committee, please. Yes.
From the federal government remittances, in total, I'm trying to break down, we get about 6.4 billion monthly, which stopped in June. Well, we've not done anything since June. Then we have some payments from the oil companies, very little. I computed it before, but
MD.
Yes, sir.
You are the chief accounting officer of the commission.
I agree with you, sir.
How much have you received? This interim management committee, how much have you received so far?
So far, this interim management committee will have received about 72 billion.
Mr. Chairman, in accounting parlance, we don't say about 2 plus 2 is 4. So, acting MD, with documentary evidence.
I will provide that.
No, sir, excuse me, sir. If you don't have them here, then we're being ambushed, then we're not able to do anything. So we have to speak to records. No meanderings, let us speak to records. Your DFA should be handy, it should be around you here to support you, to help you. You came on board in February. Between February and July, or June, let's say June, how much have you received from various sources as captured in the act setting up NDDC?
And I
think that's section NDDC Act.
He's trying to say.
Okay.
Mr. Chairman, sir, while the MD is trying to give us how much he received from January to date, MD, I have a question for you. You paid acting MD. You paid 641 million naira to Clear Point Communication. 641 million to Clear Point Communication. You paid to them as the MD of NDDC. Is that money budgeted for in 2019? What are the money meant for? 641 million to Clear Point Communication. What are the purpose of the money paid to them? And is this money budgeted to in 2019 budget for Clear Point Communication? Thank you.
Yes, sir. This money is part of the 2.5 billion naira that is in for the forensic audit in the 2019 budget.
Andy.
Yes, sir.
Please speak out. Speak out.
For the 2019 budget, there was a proposal for 2.5 billion for the forensic audit, out of which about 1.2 was approved. And out of that, I think 318 was approved for the lead forensic auditors, and only a small percentage has been paid out before the budget expired on the 31st. Yeah.
He didn't say anything about okay. MD.
Yes, sir.
I believe I'm going to ask questions and should be answered so that Nigerians should know.
Yeah.
I said, this money you paid to Clear Point Communication, the money entails for what? What did you contract?
Okay, the purpose for the...
Just hold on. Hold on. What this money entails for? And is this money budgeted in 2019? That's my question to you.
Okay, thank you very much. The money was paid to ClearPoint Communication for a variety of purposes, all related to the forensic audits. There are 185 local government areas, and each of them was budgeted for 3.46 million. One, allowances for coordinators per local government area, training for the coordinators, setting up of information desk for the coordinators. These coordinators are the people to identify the sites of all the projects in the NDDC area. Because part of the problems, if you read the Auditor General's report on NDDC between 2008 and 2012.
Okay, hold on. You contracted ClearPoint Communication to itemize or point the project you have in NDDC areas? Is that what you're trying to say?
They will get local people in each of the local government. They will recruit local people in each of the local government areas to identify these sites.
The site for what? While the MD is trying to give us how much you receive from January to date. MD, I have a question for you. You paid acting MD. You paid 641 million naira to ClearPoint Communication. 641 million to ClearPoint Communication. You paid to them as the MD of NDDC. Is that money budgeted for in 2019? What are the money meant for? 641 million to ClearPoint Communication. What are the purpose of the money paid to them? And is this money budgeted to in 2019 budget for ClearPoint Communication? Thank you.
Yes, sir. This money is part of the 2.5 billion naira that is in for the forensic audit in the 2019 budget.
Andy.
Yes, sir.
Please speak out. Speak out.
For the 2019 budget, there was a proposal for 2.5 billion for the forensic audit, out of which about 1.2 was approved. And out of that, I think 318 was approved for the lead forensic auditors, and only a small percentage has been paid out before the budget expired on the 31st. Yeah.
He didn't say anything about it. Okay. MD.
Yes, sir.
I believe I'm the one that asks questions and should be answered so that Nigerians should know.
Yeah.
I said, this money you paid to ClearPoint Communication, the money entails for what? What did you contract?
Okay, the purpose for the...
Just hold on. Hold on. What this money entails for? And is this money budgeted in 2019? That's my question to you.
Okay, thank you very much. The money was paid to ClearPoint Communication for a variety of purposes, all related to the forensic audits. There are 185 local government areas, and each of them was budgeted for 3.46 million. One, allowances for coordinators per local government area, training for the coordinators, setting up of information desk for the coordinators. These coordinators are the people to identify the sites of all the projects in the NDDC area. Because part of the problems, if you read the Auditor General's report on NDDC between 2008 and 2012.
Okay, hold on. You contracted ClearPoint Communication to itemize or point the project you have in NDDC areas? Is that what you're trying to say?
They will get local people in each of the local government. They will recruit local people in each of the local government areas to identify these sites.
The site for what?
Where the NDDC projects are. Okay. Because most times when they go for inspection, people are not able to locate these projects. And so we needed local people who will guide and
so
also...
You pay, hold on, so you pay 641 million for a clear point communication, maybe a consulting company, to ask people to locate project of NDDC.
Excuse, listen,
your
sir.
own project. Listen,
sir. The people need to be trained also as pointers for projects. If you listen, we were trying to change the narrative. If you
just leave, I didn't finish. I still. So sorry, please. Sorry. So the clear point. The only work we contract ClearPoint to do is to ask people to point project for you.
ClearPoint has been a consultant in the NDDC before I even came in. ClearPoint has been...
But it's named ClearPoint Communication.
They are putting desks, tables, and help desks, communication desks in all the places to locate the projects.
Okay, is that budgeted in 2019? Is 641 budgeted for ClearPoint in the line item of 2019 budget? Is it budgeted for that purpose, to ClearPoint communication?
I wouldn't say it was ClearPoint is written in that budget as a line item. I don't think so.
Okay. Again, you paid 536 million naira to a company with the tagging of the campaign, Save Life in the Niger Delta area. That company, we want to know the company. And is this 531 million equally budgeted to save lives of Niger Delta people? That's another question for you. Save Life campaign, 536 million naira. You paid it. I'm bringing out this issue based on the report you give us to the committee. 641 to ClearPoint Communication, 536 to Save Life campaign in the Niger Delta area.
I will need to check and get back to you.
You need to check?
Yes, sir.
Okay, fine. Next thing.
Mr. Chairman.
Which one is saving life?
Mr. Chairman, thank you for yielding the floor to me, Mr. Chairman. Do I have the floor?
Yes. Yeah.
All right. Mr. Chairman, MD, the first point I want to make is that you should not be irritated that we are asking you questions about the budget. Under Section 80 of the 1999 Constitution, which guides us, apart from lawmaking, the other job we do is oversight. We have this power of the purse. It's one of the strongest, one of the most important powers we have, power of the purse. That purse is the budget. And that is why virtually every question we are asking you here has to do with the budget. The budget is very important, even to private individuals, because you are not expected as an agency to spend money outside your budget. I hope you know that.
Yes, sir.
Now, you told us under oath right here that you are still preparing to pay money to students who are on scholarship. Now, we are aware that you don't have a 2020 budget yet. What you are operating is the 2019 budget, which, as you know and as we know, ended May 31st, 2020. We are now in July. So you are not expected to be spending money from budget 2019. It has expired. From where are you going to spend this money you said here on oath that you are preparing to pay students who are on scholarship? Are you aware that every expenditure you make from 31st May till date are not. Excuse me, MD is not feeling well. Please.
Madam, please go and sit down.